Yep. Yep. Hello, everyone. Um, it's time to do this. Well, for the first time in my opinion, because I never done this before. I never watched the Champions League last year or in my life. Even I did, but for the first half, at the second half, since the knockout rounds happened, for the first time, I'm watching the Champions League group stage. As for entertainment, yes. I hope everyone is having a great day. I am. At school, there wasn't a lot of work, but I'm tired. Oh, yeah, let me change the thumbnail. Hope it YouTube's works. Dia- Dios, why is YouTube trying to be like this? Damn it. Because I switched. So, yeah, it's about the Champions League group stage. Yes, I marked every group. And what are my thoughts? I'm going to get into right now. But what a group. The champions. I can't wait to watch it. What are my thoughts and all that? There was a lot. Okay, okay. I could have started the stream later, but the reason why I had to do it now instead of later, because I was tired from all this. I was trying to finish this and that. A little bit of homework they're trying to give me. It's stupid, of course. What are my thoughts? I'm just tired. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. All right. So, yes, it's finally happened. The Champions League group stage. The draw has finally happened. Just one day after the Capital Cup draw. So yeah. So I know there's many people in the comments, but yeah, if you see the thunder, if you see the event, and if you see you can even check the description who's in the group. There are many groups. Yes. Yes. And guess what? And guess what? Two things. Number one, the Champions League final apparently will be in London. It will be in Wembley, June 1st, 2024, Saturday. Holy shoot! I'll be 18 by then. Hello everyone in the comments. Okay. Oh, that's good. Even though I'm maybe not talking about, but I just hope this drone just dies down because they need to understand. But this has nothing to do with the topic. But if you don't know, this is Champions League group. So yeah, the champions. It's going to be held in Wembley. It's going to be held in Wembley. It's going to be held in Wembley. So there's going to be a lot of things in London. A lot of things going to be held in England, London. Okay, that's amazing. And then of course you know me being an Athletic fan and then kind of going around clubs. Here are the champions. Hold on. So here, and I'm gonna try and review about my thoughts. Okay, basically, holy shit. And then you know that I kind of like I like some teams, but my favorite and most my teams are Atletico Madrid, I guess, and Napoli. But I don't know if Chucky's gonna stay with Napoli, even though I kind of like the whole team. Group A, there is Bayern Munich, Manchester United, and a team called Copenhagen. They say Copenhagen, I think it's in Danish. From Denmark and Galatasray from from Turkey. That's all in Group A. And Bayern Munich and Manchester United, both of them, of course. Manchester United, of course, they haven't been too impressive this season so far. Um, basically, and they tried to even get Harry Kane, and they were trying to rival us, but they couldn't because Bayern Munich, of course, has the better money, and of course, people are trying to say Glazers out. And of course, Man United, despite coming back from not in fours, they do have that game against Arsenal this Sunday. Yeah. But if anyone asks me, if anyone is asking, when is the group stage date? The match day one. Oh yes, it's going to be September 19th or 20th. Match day one. Match day two is October 3rd and 4th, 2023. But the first day will be September 19th. I'm so happy for he's moving on. Yes. Oh yes, because I think one of his friends is um on let if I'm right or I don't know, but still, what I was trying to say, the Champions League. So yeah, I'll be back September 19th, which is 3 weeks away apparently. October, and I can't wait for this. Okay, yes, of course the Champions League is a little different. Hold on, I haven't even reached all the group. There's no Liverpool. There's no Chelsea, of course. There's no There's no Tottenham either, of course. No Spurs. Yeah, and I've got some new faces, of course. There's not even Remember that Croatian club that was there? I forgot how do you say it because I can't pronounce Croatian. I don't know Croatian. This isn't be rude. No, no, I'm not offending the people of Croatia. I just don't know. But that club, one of the clubs from Croatia, is not there either. But yeah, we got a club. Serbia apparently is in there. Group E, Sevilla. They have Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and RC Lens. Yes, this is Arsenal's turn to rise to the Champions League. Arsenal. Okay, they haven't been too impressive. Hold on, there's two comments. As long as you guys are civil. I don't know. Well, people will have different opinions, but this isn't about Ukraine because, well, there is one club from there that made to the Champions League, but I'm gonna get to that. Shaktar Donetsk will still be there. That's one of the clubs from Ukraine, but still, I really am not being involved in this war. But yeah, Group E: Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and RC Lens. Sevilla or Sevilla. Sevilla. The reason why they're back in the Champions League, despite not qualifying and kind of had a poor season, they were battling relegation, is because Sevilla won the Europa League. Of course, they're Europa League winners, and if you win Europa League, they actually you actually go to the Champions League despite not qualifying. Same thing with West Ham qualifying to the Europa League for winning the Conference League, Europa Conference League. Of course, and they're the current winners. And Man City, since they won the Champions League last season, they go to the Club World Cup. And of course, Man City haven't been too impressive either. But ooh, and then basically, and then I'm gonna also talk about my thoughts. Who's going through? I guess because there's one of those groups that is death. That is a risk. Yes, pre- press F for respect, but I'm not there yet. If Arsenal really has to, they really need. I don't know. What does Arsenal need? A midfielder or an attacking or more defenders? Because Arsenal, of course, they have that game against Man United, and of course, we got the international break. Who does Arsenal have? Of course, Chelsea doesn't have Champions League because the poor season. They have Everton away, and then they might play, but they don't know who they're playing yet. They'll they'll play either a Sevilla PSV. Exactly, and they gotta be prepared because some of these teams are pretty solid. Even Alon's, I don't know how they're doing. PSV's doing all right. Sevilla, the one that I just saw 1 month ago, almost a month ago, earlier this month when they faced Atletico Madrid in San Francisco, because I live only 45 miles away from that happened. Even though I rarely go to the Giants game. Yes, it's 7:36. They've been pretty. They were solid, kind of. But Sevilla, they've been looking bad. They have pretty good friendly matches, but then since that Sevilla has lost back to back games. They lost the Super Cup final, even though Man City were not good either. Sevilla were actually kind of good, and they were made the better team. But of course, Man City with Palmer found the goal to equalize it, and they won on penalties since they didn't want to go on extra time. Yeah. Oh, hi, Dak. I'm doing a Champions League draw reaction. I'll try and see if I don't know if you're still live or not, because I want to join your stream, but I really have to talk about this football soccer event. Yeah, because I'm interested. And guess what? In Sevilla, I don't know. They lost to a newly promoted team, Alvarez away 4-3. They were actually, I think, 2-3 up, but then they bottled it apparently back on August 21st. They lost at home to George. Like, I don't know what's going on with Sevilla. Even though they might be, I don't know if they'll beat Las Palmas. And apparently, and then this weekend, this Sunday, my club Atletico Madrid, of course, we're in the Champions League. We are in Group E. We play against them again, and of course, they're gonna play again. Oh yeah, the one that happened earlier this month. That's just a friendly in San Francisco. This one's gonna be a serious one, because Atletico Madrid. Hold on, there's someone in the comments. Oh, I don't know if she's still live, but yeah, just saying this. But Atletico Madrid, they wanted to of course after that 7-0 smashing in Rayo Vallecano because Rayo Vallecano died. If we keep doing, if Atletico Madrid, of course they have all their players, Griezmann, Rodrigo, Paul, Coca should be back. Of course we're gonna keep pressuring the severe defense, and of course the last time we met before the friendly, it was a 6-0. It was a 6-1 victory at home. Severe got a red card, and they just didn't care that much. And then basically we play it, and they play at 9:30 my area, 12:30 in the Eastern. Um, so yeah, because La Liga will return back to the old schedule. Yeah, 65% win, 21% draw, 40%. It's Sevilla, but here's the problem. Of course, we need points to protest against Barcelona to send the message against Barca. But I don't know who else Sevilla has. September 3rd, and then after that, there's the international break. September 17th, they got Las Palmas, where Araujo plays. That's going to be. They need to be. I'm sorry, Araujo, but I don't think you might have to lose to Sevilla. If they don't, how they're going to compete with Arsenal? Okay, don't get me wrong, Arsenal haven't been impressive. Sevilla's just kind of worse. Ow. Or do you think they're only doing this to win all the Europa Leagues? I doubt. I really doubt they're doing this. They got Osana on that. They got Barcelona on October 1st. So some serious games. So I don't know how Sevilla's going to be. I don't know about older players, but I don't know if they're all fit. But if Sevilla doesn't, if they somehow, unless if Sevilla prefers showing a fight in Champions League rather than La Liga, then it could be. That's what we saw against Manchester United. Last year, Sevilla was in the group with Man City, I think, right? Before they got pushed out of Europa. Oh, yeah, I think they were. Dortmund was there. Someone else was there. I forgot. But yeah, two. If you for those who reaches two places, for those who finish first and second of the group stage, advance to the next round, to the knockout rounds. The third one, they go to they get relegated to Europa League, and the fourth one, you just and the third, yes, and you're out of the Champions League, but you go to Europa League, and the fourth one at dead bottom, last place, you're not gonna get anything. Hello, here's my. Oh, you're doing a live stream. Let me see if I can try to join. I'm just saying about the Champions League. So it's pretty interesting, I guess. I just there's probably many more YouTubers that will do a reaction about this. But and then yeah, PSV they've been doing all right. Lawns have kind of gotten better. Lawns have kind of lost his test. Okay, yes, they lost to Mbappe's PSG 3-1 away. They have drew runners at home. Of course, it hasn't been too impressive either, but they got Monaco this Saturday at 12 p.m. my time, but I think mostly on BN Sports. And Monaco maybe be the better team. Oh, already? Oh, okay, but I'll try rewatch it, but still. So, yeah, but it all depends. At Group C, there's Napoli. Real Madrid, Braga, and FC Union Berlin. Napoli, Italy, Real Madrid, Spain, Braga, Portugal, and FC Union Berlin, Germany. This is going to be. I don't know how to put this, but another like. I don't know how to put this, but like. But I think it's probably just an average. It's an easy group for Real Madrid, I think. Real Madrid, of course, and of course Real Madrid, the 14-time champion winners, which they failed to get their 15 this last season. And Real Madrid, of course, last season were not too impressive, even though they were not at a bad level crisis like a Liverpool, Chelsea, or Tottenham last year. They weren't. They weren't. But they just didn't have enough. They did one Copa del Rey. They failed to prove themselves in La Liga, even barely getting second place. Because Atletico Madrid, my club, are catching up. Even though I don't like Barcelona, and of course they win the league, and of course they're back in the Champions League and all that. Yeah, and Real Madrid. Okay, yeah, I know, right? It's that be it exactly has and no one wants to be involved about that. Everyone just wants to watch whatever the Champions League and all that. But yeah, Real Madrid. Can Real Madrid pull it as they sound like new players like Bellingham and all them? As that Real Madrid started to invest. Of course, Real Madrid won three straight back-to-back games, 3P games for the first time in a while. Well, I think they haven't won a 3P game since April. I think because Real Madrid did had a pretty great April. Of course, passing through the quarterfinals of the Champions League where Chelsea were getting battered and then dismantling Barcelona away 4-0 at the Copa del Rey semifinals to make it to the final. But in May, it was kind of tough for them. Life was pretty tough for them in May. And then there's Bergen, Portugal, which I never heard because I don't have I guess a Portuguese TV network or a goal who broadcasts the Portuguese league or Liga Portugal. I don't have it. So I haven't watched their highlights, but I think they do. I think they are among the top of the league. Oh yeah, they are. I think they barely even got through. Apparently in the Champions League qualifying round. Like even though I guess even though uh even though I don't I guess talk about the war just yet. I'm talking about the Champions League. But of course that dude dude of course the governments dude of course these people will never want to listen, of course, because it's just war propaganda. But still, Real Madrid really needs improved winger in in case they got Kepa, of course. I forgot to mention that since Courtois out for a while, he's injured, and Kepa from Chelsea, of course, since of course Chelsea got Robert Sanchez for his replacement. Well, and the Serbian one from that just came from New England, MLS. Um, I think yes. I think they will. I think they will top the group. I think still, but there is another good team, Napoli. Yes, Napoli, who are Series A Italian champions for the first time in 34 years since Maradona. Napoli, who have a pretty great run. All their midfield, everything is solid, and I can't wait to see Madrid and Napoli visiting each other. They have, and so far it's only been 3 games, and they already won their first three. No, no, no. The first. Oh no, it's only week 2. Napoli. Yeah, Yeah, that's correct. So far, Napoli's in second league. Well, there are four clubs with 4 points in Series I. Ferdinand team called Vernon, Inter Milan, Napoli, and AC Milan. They all have 6 points. Oh yeah, I forgot there's no Juventus in the Champions League. They're all pretty solid. And of course, Napoli, of course, they got Victor Osimhen. It's also thanks to their new coach director, Chris, and his transfers as well, and not sell so many same players, and basically and then of course there was Chucky Lozano, and then Zeleng. I'm trying to pronounce these names, and Napoli just gotten so much good. And this is why I love this club. I kind of do. I'm trying to get a jersey. Even though I did hear about the Mexican Chucky Lozano or Heaven Lozano. Nickname is Chucky, like the movie where they that goal against Germany. Apparently I did hear that he due to Napoli of course might have some financial like of course Southern Europe does get a reputation of more mostly financial trouble of course because of the climates and all that. Napoli, of course, is in South, just like how Barcelona and Sevilla kind of is seen as well. Even though I really despise Barca, but yeah, you don't want to like fist up with the Napoli team if you are like a team of like I don't know how to put this way. You really don't. But I heard Chucky Lozano he might return to PSV, who just qualified and just beat in Celtic rivals Rangers. I think it's most likely, and that's fine because even at the Visa, he was linked to many clubs. He was linked to back to Mexico to Chivas or come to the MLS with LAFC, but then he was linked to Sevilla and Newcastle for a bit. But I think it's most likely PSV that is going to get him because unless he takes a pay cut or something, because of course it's financial. Oh, hello, it's me. Lou. I'm just talking about the Champions League. I think in Brazil, I think ESPN broadcasts it. Unless if I'm wrong, because I'm trying to learn from this. But Napoli, they just have so much, mostly everything clean. Of course, there's that game against AC Milan. Of course, they did struggle them, but they still just got everything. Oh yeah, it will be. It's probably already September in Europe, and it's gonna be in September in just 1 hour in the East Coast. 4 hours for me, 4 hours and 9 minutes. But yeah, it's just a deadline day of the transfer window. I know it's been a weird week, of course. But yeah, I think they're the two favorites to go through. Next group, Group D, Benfica, Inter Milan, Salzburg. I think that's how you say it. Real Sociedad. This team, I guess I'll give it all right. Benfica and Inter Milan already played each other in the already played in the quarterfinals last season, last April, which Benfica got eliminated. They lost 2-0 at home, but they managed to get a result over there 3-3, 5-3 on aggregate. Because they were already battered at home and learned their lesson, but it was already too late. Because Inter Milan just needed a draw. That's all they needed. Still, Benfica, I don't. Their Maria's back because, of course, Juventus isn't there. And I don't know all the Benfica players because I don't watch Liga Portugal that much or even the highlights. Because, of course, we don't have that much. Liga Portugal, or at least all these channels are expensive and it is very tough. Don't get me wrong. I want to see Liga Portugal. Oh, shoot, I forgot to check something on FIFA Mobile. Yeah, that's fine. And then Inter Milan, despite, not having Roman Lukaku since it was only a loan, just like Felix's move to Chelsea as he returns back to my club. Um, Inter Milan, they still have very good players. Still have Martinez, but I think that they could try to do more. I think they do have some new players, but I don't know their names. Because, of course, Series A, even though I did watch only one highlight, I think it was months ago, but I'll try to get to know more about those players and clubs. Inter Milan, who were in the Champions League final, of course, losing 1-0 to Man City because, of course, they feel and then gutted. Of course, because Inter Milan against Manchester United, while AC Milan, vice versa, of course, Man City, because of the hatred of the rivalry. AC and Inter Milan have improved, of course. They are, and they continue to get better. So I see that to these teams. Salzburg, I don't know who they have because I hadn't had time to watch them either. Real Sociedad. And then there's Real Sociedad, the Basque club. Real Sociedad, they haven't been too impressive either. Despite having who's their best player? The only player that I remember the most is Carlos Vela, but even though he's no longer there. And of course there's that big match again. Messi's Inter Miami, who just drew 0-0. 0-0. Oh, I think this is the player I'm looking for. Alexander Suf. Um, Despite being the top scorer of Real Sociedad last season, they haven't been too impressive over the last three. So apparently he's Norwegian, but he prefers to play for Real Sociedad for the Basque than his own club country, than his own club back in his home country. There was a club called Moise, which Holland used to play. I think apparently they crashed out in Champions League because I think Galatasray from Turkey beat them on aggregate in that last qualifying round, so they crashed down. Oh, shoot, my coffee already here. But yeah, I plays. Yeah. Oh wait, no, 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 no. He's at Villarreal. Hold on. I thought he was still at Real Sociedad. Did he got a transfer? Then why didn't he score? Oh, he did have one goal. Dude, that should have been more because Barcelona, I really don't want them to do this again. Oh shoot! So I think they sold this guy, even though he failed to score more, which they should have pissed off these Barca idiots. And then just like, Of course, and Real Sociedad, they haven't been too impressive either. They play Saturday at 5 in the morning before that Chelsea game with Bayern Munich against Matt Turner's Nottingham Forest, for better than Bournemouth, the small club from the. And Real Sociedad plays Granada. They drew twice at home. Hold on. Sorry about that. It's because I heard. Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. I agree. But Real Sociedad, they just drew three. They just drew away and at home twice. They drew at home twice against Georgia, Celtic, Vega, and Las Palmas at Arajos Club away. They were 1-0 up against Georgia at the first half. And guess what? The same team that beat Betis in front of me weeks ago, they were 1-0 up against Celtic, and then they managed to find an equalizer. And Real Sociedad, they got the 3 points because they drew three times. That's why. And the draw is a 1 point. And I don't know how they'll show a play against Guyana. And then after the international break, September 16, that weekend, 16-17, Ross on September 16th, 7:15 a.m. my area, they got Real Madrid away. They absolutely got Real Madrid away at the Bernabeu. Real Sociedad, okay, Real Madrid were disappointed last year, and Real Sociedad actually got a result. Ended 0-0 for beating them 2-0 in May, while Arsenal claims to be back top of the league after beating Chelsea 3-1 on that day, which I didn't want to. Oh, wait, I think I did want to school on that day. They got Valencia. And we play with them October 8th. Atletico Madrid, we play with them on October 8th at home, which we just drew 0-0 in Mexico and Monterrey in the friendly. And then we beat them 2-1 at the Metropolitan late May 3 months ago. But I don't know how Real Sociedad will respond. Here we go. It's time for Group E. That includes my club, Atletico Madrid. Yes, we're there. Feyenoord is there. Lazio and Celtic. We're all in that group. So, in my opinion, Santi Jimenez, of course, is in there. Doesn't mean that I'm underestimating. So, this one could be a mid one, an average one. As long as we continue to improve, have great games, and we get used to it, I think we could win top of the group. I mean, I'm not trying to underestimate. I think we could win the group. after being bottom. Feyenoord, of course, we got Santi Jimenez, all this. Um, Lazio. Well, Lazio has been pretty good. Let's be honest. They finished second in the league, but besides Napoli, of course. Well, even though the first two games they have lost, and they're right now in the relegation zone already in the first two games because they lost 1-0 at home and 2-1 away. So there's something. But Lazio did a pretty good job last season. They ended up 74 points, just above Inter and AC Milan, 72 and 70. And they won all their last four games. No, three games. But yeah. But there's one group that is going to be as hell. Lazio, how many players? Huh? Sorry about that. Okay, they have many. They got this. Chelsea, take a. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally logged out. I moved out for no reason while I was trying to get these players. But they have good ones like Nicholas, Luca. Can't even pronounce the last name. Fernandez and all that. So they should be very good. Great players. They should. I haven't even watched all the highlights. So I think that it's going to be a tough one. I'm going to explain who is going through. As long as Atletico Madrid progress and improve drastically, like if it wasn't last year, I think we'll beat all these teams almost. Well, may not all of them. We'll likely get a few draws. We might get a draw of Celtic away, I think. But when was the last time Celtic played the Champions League? Because I didn't watch any Champions League, and I just didn't know where. And I would just focus on American Truck Simulator plans. Yeah, it's weird. Borussia, as long as, yep, Griezmann, Coca, yep. Gotta get everything right. But yeah, that Manchester, the Group A Man United versus Bayern Munich. Oh yeah, it's gonna be tense because they claim they'll do everything. Keep Harry Kane quiet or Thomas Tuchel quiet. And there will be winners and losers, of course. So yeah, I just hope everyone. I hope we don't have an injury crisis. I just hope we don't. How far? I hope we'll make it to the quarterfinals. That'll be a great result. We never won the Champions League before. We won a few Europa Leagues. But as long as Cholo Simeone just has all of this. The next group is hell. Get ready for this. But this is a group of death. It's Group F. And the losers of this, 2 out of 4, and then the biggest one, it could be. The 4 ones that are at risk, it's PSG. Kylian Mbappe, he's not going to Real Madrid. Real Madrid, not happening because Dembele is there. Neymar is no longer there. They'll play against Borussia against Dortmund, AC Milan, and Newcastle. And all those fans are at risk. This will decide who advances. I expect Newcastle face Barcelona Champions League group stage. But this is one of a hell group. Because this is like the biggest like dumpster fire. Well, so far I've seen. You're seriously. It's basically like France, Germany, Italy, and England trying to clash. Of course, the big four of Europe. Alright, sorry about that. Hold on. My mom's already asked me to go to bed. Even though it's only 8:11. It's just gotten dark. But it's not bedtime. Trying to do this video. I'm probably going to go to bed soon. But I'm not going just yet. But yeah, this group, how are you gonna? If you're one of those fans, PSG, Dortmund, AC Milan, Newcastle, PS, I think on Instagram, PSG has 67 million, Dortmund has 19 million, AC Milan 14, Newcastle 2.1. That's a combination of over 103, I guess. Which one is going to survive, the biggest or the smallest? But both of them have been pretty. Okay, let's start PSG. Of course, PSG isn't going to win the Champions League for a very long time. They almost did during the pandemic, but Bayern went away. And all this drama, I don't know if this will focus. Of course, Kylian Mbappe is happy because, of course, Messi's gone to Miami and Neymar's going to Saudi Arabia. Now he has it all to himself almost. And he's thinking about extending the contract. I don't. Maybe Kylian Mbappe doesn't mind crashing out Champions League because he cares about the World Cup, which is, of course, way bigger than the Champions League, than the whole treble, of course. Because it's the most important trophy, or at least he cares about the Euros, at least. Doubt we could rate France as the clear favorites. If France continues, if France just hopefully get some, if France is actual focus, we could be the favorites to win the Euros. No disrespect to England, so I kind of want them to win as well. I don't know about Spain, despite winning the Nations League. Um, yeah, you must be fuming. PSG, they got Kylian Mbappe, of course. Um, of course, they signed new players like Kim and Lee and Ogarte and Mark Lucas and like his well, there's many of them. Shit, 17 already. Neymar's gone, Messi's gone, of course, and Dembele, of course, is there. And Mbappe's happy. Mm-hmm. Came back from loans. Messi's gone. Neymar's gone. All this is gone. Yeah. But let's be honest, Sergio Ramos is gone already. And look, they're already finding the defense Milic from Inter. So PSG, they have pretty good PSG. They just need to I doubt that how they're due. Okay, PSG so far after 3 games they did finally have the result against. They finally won against Lens. Again, they 3-1 victory just like last season, last April, of course. So yeah, yep, for the Champions League. Yes, that is. And then I don't know if PSG. That doesn't mean PSG might go through. Newcastle, they made some important signings as well. Dortmund plays tomorrow. I don't know how Dortmund is going to play. Okay, the only player that they got Wolf, they got Gio Reyna. I don't know if Gio Reyna will stand with the U.S. coach because even though he's trying to focus on his club career as himself career. Since Jude Bellingham is now gone, as he goes to Real Madrid, I don't know Dortmund. Dortmund just drew away against Ike, something like this. I don't know what's this club. Dortmund are currently leading sick. Dortmund bottled the league. Remember, guys. Exactly. YouTube didn't. It's so fucking annoying. Like these people need to be fined for all this annoying stuff. But of course, if but here's the thing: if Dortmund doesn't have a reunion, I don't know if they can win this. I don't know. And what about AC Milan? AC Milan, they just had new players. They have Christian Pulisic coming from Chelsea, and he's already crushing them. Paris and Robert Lewandowski, Lukaku, Roma, from Lazio. I see exactly, and they're making this AC Milan. So far, they're leading Serie A group. They have a pretty good squad. Of course, Rafael Leao and all of them. Even though what's his name from Sweden, as he officially retires. Basically, AC Milan they have pretty good attacking, pretty good defense, and AC Milan they only played 2 matches. I know, I get it. Um, they played. Oh shoot, they play tomorrow against Roma. Jose Mourinho's Roma already, and then there's gonna be a Milan derby, September 16th. Oh yeah, September 16th is Mexico's Independence Day. Um, yeah, and then oh shoot, there's gonna be a Milan derby because okay, AC Milan they did pretty decent in the Champions League. They played pretty decent, even though AC Milan they were in the Chelsea group stage and they started off poorly, but they started to revive after this. I don't know if they sacked their manager or after this, after the World Cup or before it, but AC Milan just gotten so much better. Before I read you guys in the comments, I just say this: AC Milan are just pretty damn great. And then here's the thing: AC Milan ended second, and Chelsea were first. Chelsea were going against Dortmund before crashing out to Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. AC Milan they had they beat Tottenham Hotspur, who actually I think they ended first place in the group stage, and they managed to beat them 1-0. They beat 1-0 at home at the 6th, 7th minute at home. They hold it on, and then they drew away at at Spurs, the stadium in London at the transfer Milan, and it ended 0-0. That's all they needed is that draw, and Tottenham got a red card because they go Spursy and they got out of Champions League. And then AC Milan bullied the midfield of Napoli, of course, again after that 4-0 defeat. I should get a draw exactly. That's all they needed. But of course, in AC Milan for the first time in a while, they managed to make it to the Champions League semifinals. But of course, Inter Milan did stop them at the derby, which I love the Milan derby. I really need to check this. Of course, but hey guys, if you want to watch some Italian series, you don't need Paramount Plus, even though it's going to be limited. But here's the thing: you can watch it on CBS Sports, Gonzales or Golasso, on Pluto TV for free. So I guess I could try watch it. I know there are many people in the comments. Oh yeah, happy birthday to you. Oh, happy early birthday, yo Zach. What is up? I am doing a Champions League draw. I know that you were guys trying to make a call, but I didn't realize because I was trying to do this. That is so awesome. He's 17 like me, because I was born in 2006 as well. Yeah, congratulations. August for me, I could try and make a picture about it, But bro, Zach, if you're still there, yes, AC Milan, they just had a pretty good cat. Of course, they just messed up in the semis. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Oliver Giroud and Hernandez. Of course, they just had AC Milan is pretty successful. So of course they're not going to mess up. But I doubt something happens. So I think AC Milan might be the clear favorites going first place in that group stage. And Newcastle. Hold on. Yep. Kudos to them. Yep. Um Newcastle. They have a Newcastle United for the first time in like 20 years. They're officially in the Champions League since they're being paid out, of course, by the PIF of the Saudi Arabia. But hold on. Okay, Newcastle has been successful and it has been on the rise because Newcastle a few years ago they were in the championship in the second division and they're now in the Champions League. They managed to get top four. And that quick and just in 2021 they were in like 12th or 13th. They ended 13th 2 seasons ago last year in May. And now they were in fourth. Okay, right now they're in 13th. Well, it's only been 3 matches. Okay, Newcastle. If somehow I don't know if Newcastle wants to get out, they really need to figure this out because Newcastle they've been pretty good. They smashed their opening game against Aston Villa, one of my clubs that I like kind of, 5-1. After Man City were coming from Sevilla. Of course, some people were criticizing Eddie Howe for making some small mistake changes. Of course, they lost to Man City 1-0 away, but they did defend it very well. But of course, there was more criticism because they lost to Liverpool 2-1. Liverpool had a red card, so they were playing with 10 men. And Darwin Nunez, the Uruguayan, just exploded and destroyed Newcastle. And they thought the mistake from Liverpool, who gave Anthony Gordon the goal, the player. And yes, and Newcastle did sign pretty young talents. They signed one of the players from actually AC Milan, but I forgot his name. There's Lewis Hall and this. And Newcastle are just getting better and better. But as long as they don't make these mistakes, they don't. Because Newcastle, they have a tough game against Brighton away this Saturday, 9:30 Pacific time. It's going to be on Universal USA Network, NBC. I mean, not USA. And then they have Brentford on the 17th September, but I think the Sheffield United. But here's the problem. So this September they have the Carabao Cup third round. They play at home. So of course Newcastle has a lot of matches to deal with. So yeah. Yeah, no problem. Let me know once to join the stream, but soon. That is a one. But that group is fire. Someone will be dropped and someone will lose. Someone else will get relegated to them, but only go through. I'm going to talk about who is going through. And just letting you know, this is my opinion. Who, but just they really need to fight for it. And Group G, you get Man City, Leipzig, Shenzhen, and the Young Boys. Well, of course, Manchester City, who are the current champions of Europe, of the Champions League, who is yet to play in the Club World Cup, which doesn't begin until December. Um, they're not, of course they're gonna get out of the group. Even though, of course, Man City hasn't been too impressive despite the so-called win against Sheffield in their league, but they haven't been too impressive for not scoring enough goals. They play against Fulham this Saturday. Raul Jimenez is Fulham. Tom They play at home at the Etihad. So yeah. So of course they're going to get out. Of course they got all these players. Holland, Perlman just left, but still Gundogan. I know he's gone, but of course Man City hasn't been too impressive. Like what we saw in the FA Community Shield. So I don't know if this will be a wake up call, but I think Man City knows how to deal with these clubs. Even with Leipzig, of course it got smashed 7-0 while Christopher and Cuckoo were out because they played for absolute nothing. And Leipzig, despite getting rid of Nkuku, they do have, I forgot their names, but Leipzig has started to make better changes. Yeah, I never heard of these clubs. Crimson, young boys. They're that Crimson's from Serbia and young boys from Switzerland. I never heard of these teams before. I really don't. But what do I expect? And then here's the last group, and it's from my most hated club, Group H. Last one. I'm just gonna explain it. VAR, Barcelona, Porto, Shaktar Donetsk, and Braga. And that is Group H. That's where Group H stands. All those four teams. So apparently Barcelona has finally, after facing tough opponents, they're now trying to get away. Then they now finally got an easier group, while the group of F continues to burn. My thoughts on this. You know that I have a big hatred, of course, of that Catalan club because of what happened. I think, dude, I was thinking about it. A radio host, if I don't know, maybe a commentator, and it like, well, okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, I hate the media, but their sports, some of them, okay, don't get me wrong. There's some controversy in some sports, but some of them are pretty decent. At least CBS Sports Golasso. At least they've been pretty decent, I guess, about soccer. At least try to not be too much idiocy. ESPN FC, NBC Sports. At least they try. Or at least maybe there will be some idiots, but it's not actually the whole room because everyone just wants to see about the sports. Um, yeah, this Champions League is just a tournament. But what do I expect about Barcelona? If Barcelona wants to be serious getting out this group stage, do it without paying the referees and not to cheat the games. Porto has a pretty good record. Of course, Shaktar Donetsk no longer has that Mudryk. Oh my gosh. And I'm not even trying to mention, dude, if you don't know about Shaktar Donetsk, that's a club. Yes, that is a football club in Ukraine, but that Shaktar Donetsk isn't with the people because they actually support the regime. Yes, the Mr. Gym teacher. And they decide to bring politics, and they're with Barcelona. Of course, you know how I don't like sometimes about Barca, but Shakhtar Donetsk, don't get me started with this fucking club that calls for war and all of this propaganda shit. Get that. Just someone has to dismantle them or send them to Europa League already again. And there's a team called Rayo Solo, right? I don't know. But if and I'm sorry to say this, but I think Barcelona will make it out, maybe ending in first place. I prefer them going through than Shakhtar Donetsk because they're not really for the people, bro. Question: why does yes, exactly. At least exactly the refs eat them up. Shaktar Donetsk. That club, dude. Exactly, and they're all being paid by the Mr. Gym teacher of Kiev, of course. And Barca, of course, Barcelona's under the scandal of paying referees and all that. Of course, yes. But yes, and then all right. So I guess should I? I guess figure out my group, who's going to go through. There may be some controversial if you're watching this group tournament, and this is just my opinion. Of course, try not be biased about it, but I'm just saying about who should go through to advance to the round of 16, who goes to Europa League, and who just crash out the whole Europe tournament until they either qualify again. Yeah. But anyways, and of course Barcelona last year, they had to face Bayern and Inter Milan, so they did the job for them. But of course, Atletico Madrid, we were bad. We were not much better than Barca. But I think since we kind of started to improve this, we should be ready. We should be ready. Um. Okay, but Group A: Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Copenhagen, Galatasray. Who do I expect going through? Of course, of course Bayern Munich are going through. It's number one. They're going through. They're going to top the group. Probably at least 4 wins and maybe 2 draws, or maybe for some reason they'll accept a lose. I think Bayern Munich will get a draw. They'll either win or get a draw at Old Trafford, I guess. But I think they'll win the other games, or maybe just one draw, and the rest are wins. Harry Kane, of course, will strike those goals, and Manchester United fans must be fuming. But however, I think Manchester United, as long as they're ready, and as long as those teams don't outcoach Mr. Ten Hag's plans, um, they should. I think they'll go through as well as second place, which means Copenhagen and Glasgow will crash out of the Champions League, and they will be eliminated. Copenhagen. I haven't seen these clubs yet because who has rights to the Danish and Turkish league? No one. I mean, actually, beIN Sport does for the Turkish league. And I haven't even watched these lights because the highlights because I just don't have time, and it's so hard to find because of course media will only focus on the Italian, Spanish, English, Turkish, kind of all those the big five, the big six of Europe. That's all we care, I guess. The Belgian league, I guess, a little bit. So it's very hard to find those. That's why many people don't hear of it because we're all big with the big clubs like Manchester City, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona. You get it. So I don't know how they go through. Glasgow, I don't know if they're better or not, but I think they might go Europa League, and Copenhagen will crash out. They will be eliminated immediately. That's my prediction by November. Think November. I think that's the last day of the group stage before the knockout rounds. Group B: Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and RC Lens. Ooh, that maybe is kind of a tough one. If Arsenal really wants to be ready, Mikel Arteta, of course they need to sort out everything. Because what does Arsenal have to? So it's not like a tough group. Because let's be honest, Sevilla, Lens, as long as they don't bottle it, they should be winning at least these games. PSV are pretty good. Let's be honest. even though it's only the Dutch league. But I doubt that PSV will do something dangerous. I'll I think most likely yes. Okay, I'll try send you the link. It's me blue. Cause it slows down. I think it should be there. P. So you'll never know, but if PSV wants to, they could go to. But here's the thing: if Sevilla just keep sucking, keep like doing this, I guess. And I don't know if they're only doing this to actually doing this for the Champions League. I think I don't know. I just don't know. Well, Sevilla knows Europe more. Lens hasn't been there for a very while. I think. I don't know if they were nearly promoted like Las Palmas. Okay, but yeah. But who do you think will go through? Arsenal are definitely going through without a doubt, as long as they don't bottle it. I think Arsenal might get 1 or 2 points more. I think PSV are going through as well. I think my top two, it's Arsenal and PSV in that group. I think Sevilla will crash out to Europa League. Lens might be eliminated the whole game, the whole Europe. I see that happening. Sorry about that. It's because my mom allows me. So, well, I will be ending this earlier, very soon. Um, yes, I think Arsenal and PSV are going through. I think Lens, I don't know, but I think they're getting out the last place. If you don't do something, it just looks like the projectile. My prediction. But if Arsenal do bottle a big, I think they'll end second. And then Group C, I bet that PS Arsenal will be number one, PSV two. Group C, Napoli, Real Madrid, Bayern, eh, the Real Madrid group. It's obviously Real Madrid are probably likely going to top the group. Number one for sure. Napoli, despite winning the league in Italy, they'll finish second. And yes, Bergen and Union Berlin are out of the Champions League. Who will get third place for the Europa League? I think FC Union Berlin because they've been pretty decent recently in the Bundesliga. But I don't think they're going to beat Napoli or Real Madrid. I think they'll go Europa League and Bergen. I think obviously you're probably going to get out of Europe by November because Real Madrid and Napoli are there. So that's why it's a very hard group. Juventus and all that. It's too easy for them. It's too easy for Real Madrid and Napoli. Mm. Yeah, of course, Real Madrid are going through. Group D, it's obviously Group D, Benfica or Inter Milan. So what Sociedad? It's obviously, I think if the good manager continues, Inter Milan I think are going to top the group. Benfica will qualify to number two as well. They'll both of them go through Benfica and Inter Milan. Inter Milan tops the group. Who will fight for third place in Europa League? I haven't seen Bird, but Real Sociedad haven't been good. I doubt that Real Sociedad will probably go to Europa League. I just don't know. Because both of them, the way they're playing, I just don't know. My guess, maybe Sociedad goes to Europa League and will be eliminated. But if they're badly, they are definitely going bottom. And they're definitely not beating Inter Milan. You have to finish the stream because my mom really wants me to go to bed early. I can't even have, but I'm trying to finish up. But what? But Group D, Real Sociedad ain't going through. So I think two Spain teams will be eliminated because there's five because Sevilla won the Europa League. Group E. I know this sounds obvious, not obvious, but controversial. But I think, of course, Atletico Madrid, my club plays Feyenoord, Lazio, and Celtic. That group. I think as long as we continue to go up like this and we continue to progress, I think we might top the group. And who will fight for second place? It could be a close one. It could be. Even though it could be a close one. I haven't checked out Celtic because I don't have Paramount Plus. The Scottish Premiership, I just don't. I don't have Paramount Plus. They've been doing okay, I guess. But I don't think how they're gonna fight off Atletico Madrid. I think Lazio and Feyenoord will have a close one, but I think if something continues to shoot all these goals, I think Feyenoord might win this by barely 1 point, or at least by goal difference. It could go, and Lazio might be moved to Europa League. I don't know, and I think Celtic. Not trying to sound but you would easily go down and get relegated, eliminated. I mean, from Europe. Sorry, Celtic, and I'm not trying to be biased. As long as we progress, yeah, that's what I mean. I predict them going through Group F. The Champions League group of death. Press F. Press F to pay respect for those who are in Group F. That makes sense. Could be a close one. But I think, in my opinion, I think AC Milan. I know who's going to top the group most likely. I think it's AC Milan going to top the group. They are. And this means that this could be a close one between PSG, Paris, Dortmund, and Newcastle. If Borussia Dortmund doesn't find like anything great, and they have so much matches, they're definitely not gonna win nothing. They might, they could have to let slip up because PSG has a pretty okay record against Dortmund. Newcastle has been in the Champions League for a while, despite having some good players. I just don't know. I really don't know. I'm unsure. If I were to choose one, and if Mbappe just doesn't care about the Champions League, maybe Newcastle might go through or Dortmund. If they really do, they'll probably finish second, and most likely, Dortmund, Newcastle, or they go to Europa League. That is so tough. But of course, PSG isn't going to win the Champions League. Dortmund won it once. Christian Police is just too powerful. And this is why we need great players, of course. Kylian Mbappe, I just don't know if he cares about it or not. Newcastle. Newcastle hasn't been there, but if they go, but then if they show how to play Champions League, if they don't get used to it, they could go bottom. And of course, Newcastle fans will not like it because it's a tough decision. But what do you guys think? Who do you think is going through? PSG, Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan, or Newcastle? Which two of them will go through? I just don't know. I just want to go bad. Group G, Man City, Leipzig, Centum, and Young Boys, of course. The Sweden, no, Serbian and Swiss club. It's obviously Man City. Like I said, they're going to top the group, without a doubt. They're likely going to draw Leipzig away, and then they're not going to lose a single match against Young Boys in this group. They're not. Man City, they'll win it all. I think they could win this by 16, by 15 points in my opinion. Leipzig will enter second for sure. They'll be in second. Who I don't know about the two other clubs' records, but one of them will go back to Europa League. It's obviously. I could have done the stream earlier. If I didn't have this. Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar, Royal Antwerp. What do I expect? And Barcelona, all this. If Barcelona really wants to be serious, getting out the group stage and go straight to the knockout rounds, guess what? They would have to go to Poland and beat Shaktar Donetsk. And I really don't like Shaktar Donetsk for their idiot politics, of course. But they do, so it's not going to be too hard. But if they bottle over there, then I don't know. Even if Barcelona goes through, I think they might end second. I think Porto will probably likely go through. I more likely going through. Yeah, they did. And apparently, in the last 5 games, Barcelona won 2, draw 1, lost 2 in their last 5 meetings. When was the last time they played? It's going to be on September 28th. Someone will lose. It's going to be 11:45. Serious competition. Well, Porto has a pretty good record against Barca. And I think Shaktar Donetsk will go back to Europa League. And Rayo, I don't know about this club, Pirate. But I doubt Barcelona will bottle this and Shaka goes to knockout rounds. Rayo, I don't know about this club, but oh yes, from Belgium, I think. But I don't think I heard too much of it. But I think they're likely going out. I think they will present the round 16. Who do I think I'll win? Will win the Champions League? I don't know, but I know the top three favorites right now: Man- Manchester City, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid. There you go. Yeah, and I'm tired. Can't wait for the Champions League, but here's the problem: the Champions League. I'm only gonna watch a couple minutes because of school. Fuck off. Because the Champions League is not will never be held. It's never held on the weekend. Not until and it hasn't been held on the weekend since my days already. Give me 5 minutes. Alright, I'm about to end the stream. Oh my days. I'm tired. 2009. But I am tired. I just don't know who's gonna win it, but I think I prevent them going through. Oh, if anyone is asking where to watch the Champions League, if you want to watch all the Champions League games here in the United States, it's on Paramount Plus, VEEX, Paramount Plus for English and VEEX in Spanish. Mostly owned by Televisa Univision and Tuana will select games. On their local CBS channel, they will select games as well. These half the time and they follow each other, just like the CONCACAF Nations League. Master Plus in Spain. The UK, it's TNT Sports. It's Warner Bros. Discovery. What is that? How do they broadcast these games if here they're only going to do this? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, ESPN or Paramount Plus, but yet Paramount Plus Mexico only broadcasts the Premier League. In the US. Oh, the select matches we exactly. But yeah, I just can't wait for the Champions League. but I'm just tired. But anyways, I'm just gonna go for now. August, it's a weird month. I kind of don't like it most of the time. It could have been worse. I expect the homework and all this, all of the boring stuff I expected. And it's already September. 3 more hours and I gotta go sleep. I'm tired. I'm seriously tired from all these events. But anyways, I guess we'll see you guys then. Kudos.